Okay, now I'm going to try to finish the book up. So I'm going to work a little faster, so hopefully this part won't be so long. I just wanted to show that I had went and cut some of the little foldovers to go under the belly bands, since I had did that idea in the nature journal and really liked it. So I added one there, and then I made one and just tucked it in this front pocket here. And then just took some scraps of cardstock, rounded the edges, and tucked them in a pocket to use for, they could be photo mats or journaling cards, whatever you'd want to use them for. And I'll go back and add some little die cuts to them to kind of decorate them and give them a little color, but they'll basically be white. And I'm probably going to use some of the different colored cardstocks and pattern papers to do that. And then once I get all of that done, I'll do like a final just flip through to show it. But I want to finish, let me move those out of the way, finish doing the rest of this because I want to show the little reverse waterfall technique. I had someone specifically ask about that, and I had actually debated on whether to include one in this book, but after she asked, I figured it would be the easiest way to show it, and that way I would have it included in a little tutorial. So there's that page. And I just put this here like I did on the other side so that you could see the separation from the actual page size to the, or the flap size to the actual page size. So this is the pocket that will go here. And I just kind of eyeball that, knowing I want about 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Bone folder up there. And I need to go back and tell y'all one more thing about pockets. I'll try to remember to do that in just a minute. Let's see, let's fold this out so I have a flatter area here to work on for attaching this page. Glue bottles. Used about half of it up. It's going to be time to refill it. It makes it a little easier for me to press on it when it's got a little more glue in it. My arthritis is so bad in that thumb that, but as long as I can still use it, I'm going to keep using it. So I just love that fruit paper there. I've got another project I'm going to do where I'm going to use some of the fruit paper and some wood grain paper, and it's going to be a little recipe project book, and I hope it might even be where I can video working on it. I've got it all sketched out, measurements in my idea book where I write everything down, but I wanted to do this, and then next I have to get started on my new daughter-in-law and son's wedding book. I want to make her, and now this pocket goes more from edge to edge. It doesn't have that little bit of around it like this one does, and the reason for that is I don't want that short one to get caught up on things. Okay, then this, and I've already marked, I made just a little pencil mark right there, and make sure that I did do, yeah, I did that right. I had to make sure it wasn't upside down compared to the front inside cover, but I'll show you why I made that mark in just a second. Let me get this lined up right here. All right, now come on. is that's going to be my guideline for where I know the, let's see, let's fold these out of the way right quick, where the first page of the reverse waterfall is going to go. And basically that just means that the pages are going to be, instead of like this for a traditional waterfall, they're going to be the opposite direction, and the waterfall will run in reverse. So once I start gluing it down, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's the same concept. So I put some glue there, and I know that line is my edge, and then I just want to split the difference on the two sides. There we go. And then press that into place good. Then that one lifts up. And I had the thing upside down in my hand while ago when I picked up my corner rounder. So I ended up rounding the flap corner, meaning to round the bottom. And I wasn't going to cut another piece. So it's going to be like that. So then this one, and I have to do them sideways for some reason to get them started. It's just this thing to make sure. You just want to make sure that it's as even as possible. Then that page will go up, and then this will be the last one. I had wanted to incorporate something that had a little yellow in it to pull this lighter color, and I just did not have a cardstock anywhere that I could find that would work. So it won't have any yellow on it. So I just decided to use the 2 shades of green, and then make sure that's all pressed into place. And then that's just your reverse waterfall. So they're going to be even down here, but when you flip each page up, each subsequent page is just a little shorter, and then you can see the difference on the back side. And then that area could still be used for something, or it could be covered up with another little waterfall piece or a back page. But I like for the pattern paper to show back there, so I'm leaving it like it is. Okay, before I forget it, let me show you this. And this comes in handy, especially when you do the gusseted pockets, and then sometimes you go to stick something in the pocket, and maybe it's a little tight, or it wants to hang up. Take your bone folder and put it up in the pocket, and then just gently on each of those gusseted sides and along that gusset at the bottom, work that shape. And what that's going to do is it will open up that gusset for that pocket and make it more user friendly, and you don't feel like you're having to fight to stick the things down in there. Now this one I didn't have to do anything on it, but the one on this side I did. This one just stuck down differently, and I had to use the bone folder because, you know, bone folders were actually designed for sewing, and you used it when you made a collar and you turned it and you poked the thing, this part in there to get the point on your collar. Why I know that, I don't know, because I don't sew anymore. But anyway, that's the basic premise. Now, on the cover, I've decided that I'm going to use this organza. I didn't have anything white. Of course, I'm not able to search in my studio to find anything, but I didn't have anything white in the house. So I am going to use this kind of creamy organza, and I actually got it at Dollar Tree store, and I love their little ribbons. So all I was doing there was just giving myself a mark of where the center, top, and bottom of the book was, just so that it keeps me on point. But now is when you want to attach your ribbon, and I only probably about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway into the book. And then because it's the organza and I can see through it, I know right where the center of my ribbon needs to come to. Then I will take one of my cover pieces, because the front and back cover are identical, until I decorate them. And I still don't know yet what I'm going to put on them, so once I actually get that part finished, I'll just do a flip through, but I'll tell you what all I have used. And I'm hoping I can end up either using some fussy cut pieces or just die cuts to add a little foo-foo to the cover. I'm not an over embellisher, so I don't add a whole lot. It's just, I like kind of plain, simple, smooth lines. But that's going to be my cover. And I still haven't decided the spine yet, so I haven't done anything back there. Then now I'm just going to give myself a little spot of glue for the ribbon. And then I do kind of eyeball it. I just make sure that it lines up within reason so that it doesn't look too wonky. But these are handmade, y'all. They're not supposed to look like they were pressed out of a machine. Handmade is going to have little bumps and nicks, and, or at least mine does. And that is perfectly fine with me. Get the, kind of the top and bottom is what I like to get set in place, so that then I can scoot the rest of it just a smidgen, not that much. Okay. That will work, because like I said, it's going to have a little bit of something on it. There's some other sheets in this pattern collection that have some flamingos and I think some other pineapples, and then there's a sheet that has some words, so I may use some snippets from some of that, and then the book will tie closed. And still debating on what to do for the spine. I may end up using just a piece of the green on the spine. I don't know, I might run it through an embossing folder just to give it a little texture. But what we have basically done is, this is our little slide for our front waterfall. And then we have a pocket page here where I just put a few pieces in. Flap opens up. There's a pocket here with a fold over. And I'll decorate the front side is probably all I'll put something on that. And it's still wanting to catch just a little bit on that. Once it gets used to riding that edge, it'll go in smoothly. Might take a few more burnishes with the bone folder. Then the inside has the belly bands. Goodness gracious, I can't keep my words. The belly bands, and then I just put one of the foldovers here. And you could make more if you wanted to. That would just be totally up to you. Another pocket here where I'll put some more little cards. And I'll probably have just a couple of smaller cards to go in this pocket, just to add something to it. And then the reverse waterfall. And I think I'm going to add some sort of die cut here. And since I have the pink paper showing here, I may take one of my, because I've got a little flamingo die. I think he's about this tall. And I may do him in pink and then just do the little black beak. And just, I'll only put something on the top page. And then that's basically the little book. Let's see if I can tie this just to, oh, come on. My poor little nimble fingers. There we go. So there it is, all tied closed. And this is the nature theme, and this one just has more of a spring and summery theme. This one has a lot more little stuff in the pocket, so this one will fill up like this one does. But it's really nice, and it gives you lots of expansion room, so you can get a lot of room on the open end of the book, and it's got a nice spine that's going to keep it closed. So I'm going to decide what I'm going to do to finish it all off, and then I'll come back and do a walkthrough of what else I've done to it. But that's the basics of the book and how to do it and how to put it together. So if y'all have any questions, just holler and I'll be glad to help. Thanks. Bye.